And good day, Miss, and good day, everyone. I will discuss the types of tests to measure knowledge, process, and understanding. There are two types of tests: objective test and subjective test. First, let us identify what is an objective test. Objective tests that require only one and only one correct answer. It is difficult to construct but easy to check. For example, is this and multiple choice. Um, It is a more no judgment and only one correct answer at all, more restricted and construction harder. Next is there are types of objective tests. First is pencil and paper test. The test is written on a paper and requires a pencil to write. For example of these, you will take nut, and as you can see there are four choices, and the below of the letters is a circle, and you should shade it the best answer of it. And there are types of pencil and paper tests. First is a simple recall. This is the common tool to measure knowledge. First, there are the varieties of simple recall tests. It is include fill in the blanks. For example of this one, the test is written on a paper and requires a blank to write. So the answer of this is a pencil. And pareha na, fill in the blanks is one of the varieties of simple recall. Second is enumeration. Enumeration is kanang naa siya'y box sa babaw, then you have to choose what is the answer of the questions below. Then third is identification. Identification is kanang, for example, it is a test is written on a paper and requires a pencil to write, and you will identify what is the correct answer, what is the answer of the sentence. For example, is kato ganina, the answer of ganina is a pencil and paper test. And lastly is a simple recall. Second is alternative response test. This type of pencil and paper test where two options or choices are provided. The items can be stated in a question or a statement form. For example of these is true or false. Example, the Philippine population has reached 1 million. And it could be a yes or no. For example of this, has the Philippine population reached 1 million? So yes or no is kanang, it is a form of question, and the true or false, it is kanang stated that it is a fact or it is a false. Yes. The third is multiple choice test. This is the type of test identified as the most versatile test type because it can measure a variety of learning outcomes. Multiple choice is, imagine yan the best na ito nga naandan in sa elementary pitahan tud karon. This is the most kanang versatile test type kay diri jud makita kung tuon ba ta kay there are four choices or even a lot of choices nga kanang mapilian nimo, and you should pick one jud. And the third is matching type test. The most common matching type test is made up of two parallel columns. The first column A is the premise that present the problem, and the second column B provides the answer. Matching type test is useful in measuring factual information as well as relationships between two things or ideas or ideas or concepts. Ang matching types is kanang ganing na ay column A and column B, which is the column 1, the column A is kanang the question or kanang a sentence na ma-fit siya sa column B. Ang column B, which is the answers of the test A, ay sa column A. There are two types of matching types. First is the perfect matching type. The number of premises in column A is less than the number of response in column B. The response can only be used once. Example, there is a example diri is kanang example ang letter A kay kanang tulo ra ka buok kay ang column B is tulo ra ka buok ang column A tulo ra siya ka buok and column B is upat, which is ang column A mas less siya sa column B. Yes. Column A is less than the number of responses in column B, which is ang column A is less while the column B is kanang naa siya kanang sobra usa. That is a perfect matching type. The second type is imperfect matching type. Diri sa imperfect matching type kay ang column A mo'y mas daghan kaysa sa column B. Ang column A mas daghan siya sa column B, so it means kanang naa mag-double ang answer. Yes. Next type of test is subjective test. Subjective test learning outcomes which indicate learners' ability to originate and express ideas is difficult to test through objective type of test. Subjective type of test is it is less restricted and judgment are required because subjective tests are more in personal thoughts or kind of what's your understanding, and it is several possible correct responses and construction easier because you need to have your answers in a personal or in your knowledge because it is easier. Yeah, there are types of subjective tests. First is a test items allow students freedom of response. Students are free to select, relate the present ideas in their own words. Essay is kanang mao ni atong naandan perminti. You can put your personal thoughts, your evidences in your research, and an essay is there are three parts of essay, which is the introduction, body, and conclusion.
Ang kuan kuya ba siya?
Second is restricted response item is like an expanded form of short answer type objective test. There is a limit on both content scope and the form of student responses. Restricted response item is kanang dapat ang students naaro siya limit sa iyang answers, which is dili siya magput it into an evidence to support her idea. Dapat straight to the point. No kanang wala na kanang evidences nga dapat ipahatag. And while in the third type of subjective test, extended response item, dili kay ang students is kanang free siya mohatag og evidences sa iyang mga ideas, which is para ma-expand niya or more nga kanang daghan siya evidences or more nga kanang ideas pa iyang mahatag, which is the contents of an extended essay will depends on the analysis and synthesis, evaluation, and other higher order thinking skills are put in the extended response item. And that's all of my discussion. We need to have type of test because every students deserves an evaluation, because if you have an evaluation in your class, it is something that children children can learn what you have discussed, and evaluation is very important to that if the students are having gaining lessons to you, or kanang naba sila ng sabtan or naba sila wala na sabtan, dili nimo mahibaw kung asa ang weakness sa students, and you should kanang experience all the types of tests so that we can identify what is the weakness and strength of the students. That's all. Thank you very much.